Welcome everybody to another quick hit review. It is the 28th of July, it is Sunday, and I've done a quick review of the markets to see what potentially lies ahead for the opening of the market and the next couple of days. There's 4 currency pairs I'm going to be going through. 3 of them are pound pairs. The one that is not is this one, which is the Euro Yen. Now on the dailies you can see here we do have a flag pattern, and I am expecting price to rally down and hit the 127 fib extension, and there is still around 170 pips up for grabs on this trade. We have had the breakout of the channel and the violation of the end of the pole as well, so a higher probability of seeing a move to the downside. If we drop down to 240, I'm just going to delete this information off. Then you could be looking for a shorting opportunity just in this outside return here. We have already had multiple lower closes. For me personally though, we've double bottomed down here, and that would invalidate any kind of trend continuation unless there was a very conservative entry up at the top here. Let's go to the 60. Here on the 60 we actually have this very directional pole here, and then the market is just it's channeling, and this could be a valid flag pattern, bullish flag pattern, though overall I'm looking bearish. And you could look at 1, 2, this would be your 3rd, and you're waiting for your 4th touchdown here for it to be valid, which would mean this is very likely the area that price is going to come to. If we throw a fib on from our swing low to swing high, that actually does come into a 61.8 fib, and if it's valid for you, you could then be looking for either a retest of the highs or an extension based on a 127 extension like that. So that's the Euro Yen. Let's go over to the Pound Yen. We'll start off on the dailies as usual, and we'll delete that information off. So we are in trend here. So we had a move lower, a pullback, a move lower, a pullback, a move lower, and a pullback. And this is technically your entire outside return just here. However, we did talk within the webinars and the chat system at forexeducation.co.uk this area here to look for shorting opportunities, and on Friday we did put in a lower close candle for that day, so we could actually be seeing that move to the downside right now. What we do also have, I am going to delete this information off, is we have a swing in the market just here. We do not have the most directional pole, but if it's valid for you, then this flag pattern we have already broken out of the channel. What we're just going to do now is just duplicate that, move it up, and 4 touches, 1, 2, 3, 4. I personally would be looking for a retest of this area down at the 13400 psychological number. As you can see, like I say, we've broken out the channel, though technically it's not a breakout because of the wicks, even though we have broken out of the channel. So it's not a break below, close below because of the wicks, but we have broken out of the channel. If we drop down to 60, we could start looking for shorting opportunities. Is there a cipher pattern here? Yes, there is. Did not see that, but we do have a cipher pattern here. So if you are an advanced pattern trader, then you have a cipher pattern just here at market, and you could be looking for a pullback. Let's drop to the 15, and here on the 15, not too much. You could make the case for a low and tight flag, although I'd be a little bit cautious because we do have this advanced pattern here. So we've got a bullish opportunity straight away, or bearish if you're looking for the continuation of the big breakout pattern. So that's the Pound Yen. We'll look at the Pound Aussie. Last couple of pairs this, so Pound Aussie is another pound pair. So we've been looking at this within the chat forum for quite some time. We've been looking at a 400 pip move, and we're now well on our way to targets up to this 38.2 based on this big daily AB equals CD pattern. Now I'm not going to run into the full underwriting of this pattern because we've done this multiple times within the webinar and within the chat. So if you're not yet registered or you're not part of the community, then go ahead and register. Registration is free. We do talk about this all the time, and even though we have missed our optimum entry down here, does not mean that we cannot enter the trade, because we still have, there must be around 250 pips still to go here. Well, 180, still 180 pips to go before targets are hit on that pattern. If we look at the 240, then we did actually have a triple retest down here at the bottom. We broke above, and it looks as though we could be running out of steam here, and we could see a retracement. Let's go and take a look at the 60. Not much here in the 60, but we will take a look at the 15 as well. And not a lot here on the 15. So this is one to look at going into next week. The final one is the pound New Zealand. Another big potential pattern we have on the pound New Zealand, just like the pound Aussie. Except this one was a potential head and shoulders with a cipher pattern. So we had X to A to B, B to C, CD completion down here. We've been over this again multiple times in the live room, so I'm not going to talk through the full underwriting of this, but we can see that we've hit the 786 and we are looking for a bullish move higher. We were originally looking at a head and shoulders on the 240. That is still a potential. So let's leave the 382 on for targets and remove that. And there's plenty of room here to go before those targets are hit. We're looking at about 330 pips. Let's drop down to the 240. This was the potential head and shoulders. Move lower. So that was the left shoulder, the head. And then what we've done here now is we've come up to this level of structure, which is the 18700, and we could see a retracement here. Now this is a very deep retracement for a head and shoulders, so I would be looking for a conservative entry. Let's drop down to the 60, see what else there is. Not much on the 60. We'll take a quick look at the 15. Just consolidation here. So they're the currency pairs that I have on the radar. Again, if you are part of the community, I will be seeing you on Monday. There will be a live webinar on Monday morning as well.